Be honest. It's a music video, not the actual song. Wait for it. I'll wait. Come through. How crazy that's coming from my TV. My dad, I think, installed like surround system after a long time, so it's nice to have some bass in the house. I just got back home for Anomaly's wedding, and that's on Friday. Today is Monday. I'm excited for that. I haven't done a video journal in a long time, so lot to say. I'm about to talk to Dr. Anthony Carnevale in an hour pre-call for the podcast. That's exciting. When I was applying to Georgetown, I had actually used his name and said that I wanted to work with him. Which is kind of cool how stars align sometimes. I feel good. Today I woke up with a sense of, came back to the Bay yesterday, and I had this sense of kind of like fear of what? It was just a little unsettling. I don't know why. Not having a place that you can like really call home is interesting. You know, I moved all my stuff out of DC before coming here. It's all in my car right now in Sujana's house. Like, just, it's such an interesting experience to be like, I don't have a place that's like home. But there's a sense of freedom that comes with that. But I think when that freedom is not fully like, you have to sit in it. You can't be afraid of it. You have to be okay with the uncertainty. You have to live for that. Live for that feeling of, I don't know what's coming next. If you even treat that with the sense of, well, I'm scared, or it's okay to be scared, but to like try to avoid that feeling, I guess is a better way, because being scared is a beautiful feeling as well. Being like, I don't want to feel this feeling, then I think it can become very quickly overwhelming, because it's like, oh my God, I have no structure in my life. So living with freedom is very difficult, actually. With true freedom. Because it takes a lot of discipline to not just throw it away on mindless consumption. So Mirage stayed with me for 2 weeks. That was, Jesus Christ, amazing. In my brain, I feel like there are very few people that I know I love unconditionally. I don't really have to question what good love means, and Mirage is definitely one of them. That's definitely the homie for life, whatever that means. But I feel like I've had a lot of clarity about my life recently. I went to the Holocaust Museum a week ago, and I feel like that has sat with me since. Of just understanding that perhaps the purpose of society is to create justice, to create a just world. I'm interested in my podcast maybe over the next few weeks to start thinking about what the ideal society looks like, to start really just creatively brainstorming what a utopia looks like. Because I think unless you have a clear vision of what that looks like how do we move? We have very, in a bigger scale, you fix individual problems, but how do you know that's going to make the overall what you're looking for better? You don't. And so that type of overhauling that little, let's make tiny little victories here and there into something that's more theoretically, can we make big changes? I mean, even if the practice doesn't come, I think the theory can really make a big difference on what people think is the ideal society. I feel like right now, I mean, it has to be through literature or art, because it has to be something that's really creative and kind of just out of this world. So what are the examples of what that world looks like? I feel like there's a lot of dystopian novels, but I haven't come across a lot of utopian novels that can help you kind of draw that this is what the future society can look like. So the Holocaust Museum fucked me up. In the sense of just realizing, one, it wasn't that long ago, and two, it's more than capable of happening to me. And three, just a sense of understanding what humans are capable of. I feel like I've never interacted with content that graphic or visceral before. On the internet, yeah, but for fun. But yeah, that content was just, I feel like you felt what happened, the depth of what happened, which I feel like is the only way you can make a museum like that. But it's just that must be happening to people all over the world today. And how can you just kind of sit silent as that happens? Privilege is not a privilege, it's a responsibility. Privilege means you've been given the tools and you've been given the keys to enact change. It's not something, maybe you can consider responsibility a privilege, but I don't think so. Privilege in a sense really makes you be if anyone's going to change this, it has to be you. That has to be the person with the resources and the tools, and that's you. So in the sense where privilege can simply just be used as oh, I'm just sitting around and I just get to lounge all day, then maybe that's a privilege. I guess just to a sense of I need to do so much more, for the world. But I think it begins small steps, right? Can you instill those habits, picking up trash, whatever you were doing before, can you instill those in a week to week basis? So some simple things. I think one day a week you can pick up trash. One day a week you can go to, city council meetings, ed board, whatever it is. One day a week, I feel like you really at some point in your life should be, one of those people on a hotline, helping, whatever, listening to people, whatever it is. Maybe you can do existential crises, whatever. You got to volunteer and teach for sure, 1 or 2, 3 days a week. And you got to start donating. I mean, those are 5 simple things you can do in your life to really start, that's a good place to begin. Keep working on your podcast. I think there's really good content that comes out of that maybe people are learning from, maybe people one day will learn from. Continue having those conversations. Start your articles, start writing, start getting your ideas and opinions out. Rahul said something beautiful to me. I feel like Rahul will always be saying these like just beautiful things like at the right moment. Telling him I'm kind of stressed about leaving Georgetown. And he actually said the perfect thing. I don't know, but what I'm really missing about leaving Georgetown is that I feel like my adventures are coming to an end. And he said, don't worry, you have more adventures in front of you. But I didn't say that. All I said is I'm stressed about Georgetown ending, or I feel some type of way about Georgetown ending. And I just thought it was really cool for him to like identify like what it was that I was kind of being stressed about, was the fact that in some weird way I feel like my adventures in life are ending. But they're just beginning. This trip to India, my van life after, my what's it called? I was gonna say Eventbrite, but it's called Fulbright in another country for a year researching. My PhD studying educational quantitative science at Stanford. They're just to start opening up a library, opening up a coffee shop that plays jazz and that has a bookstore in it, and it has the most beautiful trees inside, and it has just, if I had to vision it out, it would have a really nice bookstore with like my favorite books and just books I think that are essential to just read. Man's Search for Meaning, just all of them. And I'm gonna have like a beautiful, just bonsai trees everywhere. And then people enter, and you can either sit on the ground or you can sit on a Japanese tea table and just tea everywhere. And then you can have like an open mic corner where people do open mics every Friday or Saturday. And then you can have like some really like wholesome, refreshing food, nothing fried, just like good, like makes you feel really, really just, I don't know, alive. And you can have like a certain space for just couches and people to mingle and actually talk to each other and get to know each other. And it'll be called, I don't know, the name is hard. But I'm so excited to do that one day. I want to run a bookstore, like a small one in some small town somewhere, and just supply books for everyone and know a lot about the books there. I want to, like live in Australia, and actually the other big one I want to do this decade is I want to live on the safari. What's it called? But like whatever, I don't even want to look. But I mean, just living in an elephant sanctuary or like being around animals for a month, a year, and then I want to live on an organic farm, and I want to help build schools and teach. Like, if I can stay healthy and alive, I'm 25. The adventures are only here to begin. So I feel like to not forget that and remember that I don't have to prematurely let this Gotham version of DC Georgetown die, but really appreciate those people who have touched me in such a profound sense. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much Rahul, Anandi, Srujana, Sonali, Caroline, Ellis, Pajan, even Lucian, Alia, Sam. I mean, and that's just in my program. Audrey, Kalika, and in a bigger sense, Sagarika. All of those friends are so nice. Jackie, uh, Leslie, I mean, the list goes on. Cedric, Ebenezer. Um, it's just like all these people have really, really touched me and kind of just, I don't know, been a big part of this part of my life development. And Jin Lee, I mean, like, unfortunately I have to throw Anna in there, but a negative way, but Anna too. It's just, how, Arden, duh, jeez. That list is endless, man. That's all life is. It's just experiences. Experience stuff, enjoy what you feel through the experience, write about it, share it if you want. There is nothing more. I mean, I was having that thought a couple days ago. If I died today, would I feel like my life was worth it? In the sense of accomplishment, no. But in the sense of like the people that I've met, the people that I've interacted with, how many people I've gotten to befriend and kind of have these quick, whether it's quick or long, meaningful relationships with, like, yes. Have I accomplished all I wanted to? No. But will I ever? Probably not. There will always be more accomplishments. Have I accomplished a lot? Yes. So I'm proud of you. Keep just slowly chipping away and finding out what the purpose of life is, I guess. But I believe in you. I love you. Catch you next time. Gautam.